Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is Death Guard Chaos Space Marines versus Tau Empire. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2,000 points, Tau Empire versus Death Guard Chaos Space Marines. So a chance to take the new Tau Codex for a spin. So an experimental game here, just a fun and friendly encounter against Aaron Allen's Death Guard. So I thought we'd pick one of the tougher factions out there, and obviously an updated codex and so on, just to line up these two armies and see how well they do. So a lot of new rules for the Tau and some increases in the potential of their firepower, so a good opportunity to test that out in this battle. Before I run through the list for the Tau, just mention the patrons at gold level. They get the names shouted out at the start of all of our battle reports, and also a Patronic dice to use at some point during the game as well. So that's Andrew Swan, Chris Heim, Bruce Zhao, Carrie Kunkel, Thrall of the Silent King, Dave Humphreys, Dylan Moore, Evelyn Huxley, Longbow BB, Luke Schwengel, Marcus Anthony, Martin aka Vagabond, Maxfield Knuckles, Nicholas Lucas, Paul Cook, Peter Almo, Ray Cross, Samuel Penaneri, Scott Costello, the artist formerly known as Veej, Tom Weeks, Tyler Schwab, and then Tyler Summers as well. So a big thanks to them for their support at gold level. At the end of the game, I'll call out those supporting at silver level, and at the end of the video, you can check out the end credits that have the names of all those supporting at bronze as well. And all the proceeds on the Patreon page go 50-50, half to SSWG, my local War Games club, and the other half goes to the camera and gear fund for the channel to upgrade our filming equipment. Also have some Phoenix Lords supporting at the highest tier for YouTube channel membership. So their names shouted out as Chris Comiskey, Devin Matthews, Martin aka Vagabond, Michael Fry, and Longbow BB. They also get allocated to a unit each on either side here, so that they can follow around their unit during the game and see how their unit performs. So for the Tau here, obviously first time running them with the new codex, lots of rules to take in. It's an exciting codex here, very dynamic, lots of different combinations you can go for. A chance to bring back some models I haven't used for a while, and have been on the painting desk with the Tau, and there is a brand new unit here debuting for the Tau in this game. There's more units on the way as well, so I'm aiming to go for a big overhaul with the Tau, just to come up with a new and exciting list for them. So it is a battalion detachment here for this Tau force. Going to run them as Tau Sept, so I get to reroll a single hit roll or wound roll for each unit per turn. Aura abilities are increased by 3 inches also, and there's an ability for ethereals as well, but I don't have one in this list. HQ choices, I have 4. Shadow Sun taken as Supreme Commander. Correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I think I can take her as a Supreme Commander detachment, and because she's from the same sept, it costs 0 CP. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but that's her in that detachment. 150 points. She is the Warlord and taking Exemplar of the KOYO as her Warlord trait. Then 3 other regular HQ choices. The first one is Long Strike in the Hammerhead. So I used Hammerheads in the previous list, and of course I'll continue to run them in this new list here for the Tau. Smart missile systems being taken for him, 2 Seeker missiles, and going to run the railgun here in this game to see how well it does. Then taking a Cadre Fireblade here. He's an important job to do. He's taken the Marker Light, and then added to that is the Relic for him, which is the Ortuz Lantern, however it's pronounced, but instead of 1d6 when he rolls up for Marker Lights, it's an extra 5 on top of that, so 6d6 of Marker Lights, a chance to plaster a target and Marker Light hits. And the idea is to put it on that character with a good ballistic skill and to use him to dish out the Marker Light hits each turn. Then the third HQ choice here for this battalion is the Commanders. It's Commander Riptide. I have gone for a different loadout. May have to remodel him a little bit to represent the new weapons being taken. It's the Enforcer battlesuit option I've gone for with him. Fusion Blaster being taken. Then a Cyclic Iron Blaster. Missile Pod, which is modelled on there. It's just on top. And then a Pulse Rifle being taken, or Plasma Rifle being taken for him as well. Yes, and I've paid the points for 2 shield drones on him. So there's the 2 shield drones, like so. I'm going to add in this, it's like a shield drone, but different. I'm going to add that in as well. There's actually 3 models with him. So what I've taken is the solid image projection unit here. So that's going to confer a 4+ invuln save, so that the shield drone looking model will remind me to do that. And also the first failed saving throw for him, on him, the actual model, is then turned into damage of 0. So some extra protection added to the Tau Commander. And then obviously that relic is going to grant him a 4+ invuln save. You've got the drones, and then also he has a 4+ invuln save for himself. And then also gone for a Warlord trait with him. So it's Precision of the Hunter. It's an auto take for the Tau. It's reroll hits and wounds for him. So exceptionally good Warlord trait for that commander. Then on to troops. 2 units of breachers, no upgrades. 2 units of 10, you have to take 10s now. And 2 units of strike team fire warriors equipped with pulse rifles. Then a unit of crisis battlesuits, each model taking 2 gun drones, so 6 drones in total for the unit of 3 crisis battlesuits, all equipped the same. So missile pods, 1 on each, and then the double fusion blaster for each of those models as well. It is more expensive to take the double weapons or triple weapons, but I've gone for that loadout for those, just a bit of anti-tank punch with that crisis battlesuit squad. Then as debuting here from Forge World, it's the Hazard battlesuit just here, taking 2 gun drones, which you can add to that unit, and the weapon taking 2 fusion cascades for that model. So again, a bit of anti-tank punch with him. Then the third elite's choice is the Ghost Kill, so the 2 stealth drones, and then taking the double fusion blaster on him, and then also taking the fusion collider for that model. Then on to heavy supports. I think that's everything here. Yeah, heavy supports next. So taking a second Hammerhead number 2. So HQ choice with Long Strike, and then taking a regular Hammerhead. Same loadout as Long Strike, so 2 Seeker missiles, smart missile systems, and then the railgun being taken on top. Just to try out here is 1 broadside, a shield drone and a missile drone, a Seeker missile on him, the twin plasma rifle, and then as standard with him is the heavy rail rifle being taken for him as well. So we're taking stabilizing optics, but not enough slots on him to take that option. Then on to the final heavy support. So it's the Riptide. It's been a good while since we've seen this model on the channel, but I'm going to give it a chance here. Fresh start, fresh codex, or bring the Riptide back. Taking the 2 fusion blasters for him, and then the Iron Accelerator is the main weapon. Paying the points for smart missile system on him also, and the 2 shielded missile drones being taken for the Riptide as well. So that's the list for the Tau. Big experimental battle, this one. Chance for units to shine. There is a list that's been proposed already, which has some significant changes to this list here. There are elements of it, but some units have been dropped, and other units proposed, and I plan to add to this list. You can check that out. It's on YouTube channel memberships if you want to see the brand new list leave your own contributions and suggestions and so on, help shape and form what that final list will be, then you can check that out over on YouTube channel membership. It's easy enough to join. Just hit the join button or follow the link below for signing up. So that's the list for the tower. We'll take a look at what Aaron Allen has in his Death Guard list. Alright, so 2,000 points of Death Guard here. Mortarion missing for some reason, but we're going to... he's been left out of the list. But it's a chance for Aaron to experiment with some other units here. With the League being finished for Season 9 and embarking on Season 10, it's a chance just to try some different combinations with the Death Guard. So let Aaron run through his list.
Okay, so this is my 2,000 points of Death Guard. I have a battalion detachment and an outrider detachment. The battalion detachment HQs are a Lord of Contagion and a Malignant Plaguecaster. And then I have 4 units of troops, 2 units of 20 Poxwalkers and 2 units of 7 Plague Marines. There's a Blight Launcher and a Flail in each of those units, and one of the units also has a Sigil of Decay. Then there are 2 elites units. There's a unit of 3 Deathshroud Terminators, and I have a Tallyman as well. And then heavy support, we have 2 Plague Burst Crawlers with the Entropy Cannons. The Outrider Detachment HQ is Typhus, and I have 3 Mephitic Blight Haulers in the fast attack slots. And the Warlord is the Lord of Contagion. His Warlord trait is the Gloaming Bloat. The Plague Company I'm using is Mortarion's Anvil. And the Psychic powers are Typhus knows Gift of Plagues and Curse of the Leper. And the Malignant Plaguecaster knows Miasma, Pestilence and Putrescent Vitality. The relic I'm taking is on the Lord of Contagion. It's the Reaper of Glorious Entropy, which is basically the heavy hitting man Reaper. That's my 2,000 points of Death Guard.
Okay, so good to see the Blight Haulers being used. It's a unit that's been swapped out for Mortarion. And then obviously Typhus making a return here as well. He's like a mini Morty, isn't he? Yeah. To a degree, little disciple of the great Demon Primarch. That's Aaron's list. We do have Phoenix Lords here, 5 of them participating in this battle. We've put Devon in charge of the Lord of Contagion, just down here. And then Michael Fryer will take command of... These are independent... This is what, a unit of 3? Right, so Michael Fryer is going to take charge of all 3 of these Blight Haulers. And then for the Tau, Longbow BB, we've put in charge of the debut Riptide here. So the Rip Bow, that one. And then Chris Comiskey, always seem to find a good rhyming slot with him. So it's the Comiskey Crisis Battlesuits, the squad of 3 of those with their supporting drones. And then Martin Vagabond, he is a Tau player. We've put him in command of Commander Ghosttide, so a lot of responsibility there on that HQ choice. That's Phoenix Lords allocated. Armies declared. We'll now go on to scenario and deployment now for this battle. So, run scenario here, just a quick correction on the Riptide. I can't take the Smart Missile Systems and the 2 Fusion Blasters, so it's the Fusion Blasters that he has. For the scenario, it is Tide of Conviction, Strike Force size here from the Warzone Neckmund book. So, deployment zone's running across here. So, deployment zone for the tower, marked by the orange dice, and across the other side, as the Death Guard, their deployment zone marked by a line of orange dice as well. There's 6 primary objectives in this battle. A unique loadout here, or layout for them, that we've not seen in other missions so far. So 1 home objective for the tower, and 1 across the other side for the Death Guard. And it's sort of staggered across in this direction, a line of them, and then across in that direction as well. So there's 4 in no man's land, 1 just here next to this ruin, 1 just at the corner of that ruin, 1 at the corner of this ruin, and then 1 across the other side, really at the corner of the other ruin across there. So a good spread of objectives. They're not too far away from each other. So these objective markers that we're using, I'll put a link for them in the video description below. They were a Kickstarter project that was a success and has now moved on to pre-orders available for the next batch coming through. So nice and thin, able to slide them underneath terrain, and they don't really interrupt the board very much at all. And they're nice and clear, so you can see through to the design of the battle mats underneath. So they have an anti-scratch coating and an anti-fingerprint coating on them as well. And they also come with an optional sticky tag that you can add just in the center there and put that on so that when you push them down, they'll stick to the battle mat as well, so they don't move around during the game. But the way they work is the dead center is marked on these, then there's 40mm for the official size of the objectives, and then it's actually 3 inches coming out, so it saves you measuring distances to figure out who's in range of objective markers or not. You can just get it done very precisely in a game, so you know for model count who is holding objectives. But I'll put a link for them in the video description below. They come in sets of 6, and sets are available for games of 40k, and they also do a set for Age of Sigmar as well. So for the primary objectives in this game, the control of 2 or more objective markers at the start of the command phase is worth 4 points. If you control 3 or more objective markers, then it's worth another 4 points on top of that. And if you control more than the opponent, it's worth another 4 points on top of that as well. There is the overrun objective here as well, the progressive and endgame objective. So further points can be picked up for overrun. At the end of the player's first, second, third and fourth turn, the player whose turn it is scores 2 victory points if they control at least 1 objective marker in their opponent's territory. So that's the opponent's half of the board. So Aaron's territory will be that objective marker there, that one, and then obviously the home objective for the Death Guard. So if we can get to those and push through in the early mid stages of the game, there's points available for that. And then at the end of the battle, each player scores 4 victory points if they control the objective marker in their opponent's deployment zone, which is the home objective. If Aaron can control this at the end of the game, it's worth 4 points, and 2 points for each other objective marker they control that is in their opponent's territory, for a maximum of 8 victory points per player. So primary objectives are important in this game, and they're doubly important here with the overrun added on top of that as well. So both sides seeking to push through here. So a good test for the tower. It's not just about shooting. They've got to actually push through and get onto these prime objectives in Aaron's territory, and indeed in his own deployment zone. The Death Guard need to do the same. That's the scenario. Will each of us choose 3 secondaries next? So for secondaries, quite straightforward. I've looked at the secondaries, the ones that are unique for the tower. I've not gone for any of those. They're not too appealing at this stage, but maybe I'd to build up some strategies around those in the future. But I've gone for engage in all fronts, retrieve Nachman data, and then also assassinate with the number of characters that Aaron has. Aaron's gone for assassinate as well. The tower have got 4 characters to bring down. The usual choice of spread the sickness, especially with all of these primary objectives on the board, and also engage in all fronts as well. So you can expect a good spread across the board here, a good spread of primary objectives, and both players seeking to pick up points for secondaries that reward you for having units spread all across the board. So that's secondaries chosen. We'll start alternating placing units on the table. Right, just to mention the terrain that we're using in this game and the battle mat as well. The vast majority of the terrain is from gamemat.eu, and then the battle mat as well. So this is the mouse mat material, this sort of rubber side to it here, then the design printed on top, rolls out nice and flat, very quiet for dice rolling, and very figure friendly as well. Also using their pre-painted terrain sets. This is the ruin set from them. So these larger buildings across here, all part of the pre-painted ruin set available from gamemat.eu as well. But you can check them out, link for them in the video description below, for a very large variety of battle mats, perfect for games of 40k and Age of Sigmar and other gaming systems, and then also pre-painted terrain sets available from gamemat.eu as well. Okay, so deployment's done. Already having to think differently with the tower here. Different options, more of a fluid army. And the old gun line's certainly broken up now. That's sort of a thing of the past. Tower having to play a lot more dynamically here. So it's been a major rethink with what to do. So on this flank here for terrain, I'll just mention terrain because it's effective deployment. So the 4 ruins, we're going to play those as light cover ruins and obscuring terrain. So the building here, the larger building across the other side, this building here, will also play that building across there also. So that means Ghost Kill, you can't see through that at the moment until he gets to the edge or inside that. Now, just checking the keywords on that. He's vehicle now, so no, he can't jump inside. He'll have to go around, but he's quick enough to do that. But anyway, we've gone with the Ghost Kill here, the 2 drones onto that objective. That was one of the last units to be placed, and reacted to that by putting the Blight Haulers to face off against him. back here, Commander Shadowsun, I was tempted, she can infiltrate as well. I was tempted to put her up here, but it's too risky. She is the Warlord, and Aaron does have Assassinate, so we're going to try and play a more measured approach with her. She's parked up next to the 2 Hammerheads. In front of them is a unit of Tau Fire Warriors, a strike team. The single broadside are going to sit on the home objective, on patrol. Then a unit of Fire Warriors on the objective, then just tucked behind is the Cadre Fireblade there. I'm using these yellow markers just to remind me for units that have things to do in the command phase. And then over on the right hand side, the commander's teamed up with the Riptide across here. Not going to deep strike in with him. He will be on this right hand flank. We do have reserves. Because it's retrieved Nachmund data, I'm going to try and flank with the 2 units of breachers, and we're going to go for a deep strike here with the Crisis, the Comiskey Crisis battlesuits, and then also the debut here for the Hazard battlesuit as well with its drones. So those will deep strike in turn 2 onwards for the Tau. We'll go around the other side of the board and you can see the deployment for the Death Guard. So deployment for the Death Guard here, making good use of the terrain. There's plenty of terrain to hide behind this game here, so it will make it a bit trickier for the Tau to get line of sight lined up. So this is the Tallyman here behind the unit of 7 Plague Marines on this flank. Poxwalkers here. Then Malignant Plaguecaster just next to them. The other unit of Plague Marines on his right. The Plague Burst Crawler here at the back. The other Plague Burst Crawler across the other side. The Blight Haulers just parked up next to that vehicle. And then we have the second unit of Poxwalkers on this right-hand side. Aaron does have reserves, so it's a pretty powerful combination. It is the Death Shroud Terminators, the Lord of Contagion, and Typhus to turn up. Tau will need to watch out for those deep striking units coming in. There's a feel-good factor here. It looks good, the board. The battlefield, the 2 armies lined up against each other. These 2 sides have clashed a few times before. I'm trying to remember how it went. Yeah. I think it could have gone bad for the Tau. I remember a Mortarian dropped a bomb on them and landed in the middle of a gun line, actually. So the Tau have moved on since then. They have adapted different strategies since that time. But we'll go on to this experimental battle. I'll roll up to see who goes first. There's another test for the Tau here. You're -1 damage across most of your units as well. How interesting. We'll roll up to see who goes first. Obviously, Tau going first would be good. Oh, yes, I'm Xenos Scum. Aha! Turn 1. It is, right. Tau going first on turn 1. That sounds good. We'll see what happens, though. Turn 1 for the Tau. Coming up next. Alright, so movement's complete here for the tower. Command phase has gone ahead as well. So long strike, blessing hammerhead number 2 in the command phase, and then both of them have swung out 12 inches across in this direction. They've got some firepower lined up here against the blight haulers. Then moving around with the ghost skill, maintaining position on that objective at the same time. We have moved out across in this direction, so firepower lined up for him. Then perhaps the Shadow Sun should have put her into man to strike to join in the other battle suits when they move or when they arrive. But I've moved her up here behind the Fire Warriors. They've gone forwards and they have performed retrieve Nakmund data just inside the ruin. Then the broadside, to get a target here, we've shifted him across 5-inch move with him. He does have line of sight through to the Plague Burst Crawler. In range, just about, and line of sight here, so haven't had to move. And at the start of the movement phase, have performed the action there to get the marker light lined up to shoot. Fire Warrior shifting across. We'll try and go for retrieve Nakmund data with those next turns, so shifting them across this way, ready to move out further across in this direction. And then the attack begins across here, so 12 inches moved with the Riptide. And not really line of sight available there for the Plague Burst against the Plague Burst Crawler. We can see the infantry though, so we can put some shots in against those. And the commander, no real target for him. Maybe the infantry if they survive. So he's moved up. Can't use any of his abilities to bless any other units nearby. No core or character units available. And then the Riptide did use the Nova Charge there, just giving him extra shots with the main gun. The iron cannon. So that's movement done for the tower. Moving out on both flanks. Setting up fields of fire here, sort of crossfire. It's setups going on here with the tower. It's looking healthy enough for them. We'll go on to shooting phase. I guess the first order of play here is to go for... We're using the relic that gives you an extra 5 marker light shots, so 6 in total. We'll put those into the Plague Burst Crawler. So marker lights is 3s to get the hits. So I'll roll these up here. And there's 5. So 5 marker light hits. We'll give those to Aaron. They can go onto the Plague Burst Crawler. Alright, so I'm going to start with the broadside here. So we're going to use up one of the marker light tokens. It just gives you +1 to hit rolls. So we don't have the stabilizers on there, so it's -1 for our shooting and then +1 for the marker light. So back to regular ballistic skill. We're going to offload the Seeker missile into that target and the heavy rail rifle, and then the drone here with the rockets or the missiles, and also the twin plasma rifle. They're going to go into the Plague Marines just across the other side. So we'll go for the 2 shots here with the heavy rail rifle to start off with. No, we'll go for the rocket first. We'll do the single shot here from the Seeker missile. So we'll start with a Patronic dice here. Andrew Swan for a Seeker missile, looking for a 4. It's a 1. So we'll use our... No worries. We shall use our Tau Sept ability for once per turn a reroll for a hit or a wound. Never fear. We get the hit, 4. Right, so that hits. And then we'll try and wound here. Now the stat line's changed. It is strength 9. So 3s to wound. No. And I will... I am going to command reroll here. So I'm going to spend a CP and then command reroll this. I think it's worth it for the damage that this could do. We do. Okay. Farron wants to go Patronic on this one. So now the Seeker missile is AP -3 and damage of 2d3. So it's nasty enough. There's Death Guard players kicking about. There are some, if you want to use them at this stage. Carrie Concord, Thrall of the Silent King. Yeah, there's a Death Guard Necrons player. So you're going to go to your invuln save?
Yeah, so
5+. No. And then does Aaron want to command reroll just at the very early stage here?
I may as well.
Okay, here it comes. Oh, blast! What would the damage have been? Would have been damage 3. -1 would have been damage 2. Okay. So the Seeker missile has been fired. Right, next we'll go with the 2 drones. We'll fire those 2. So in 5s going against the Plague Marines. So we get a hit. And then we'll try and wound on a 3. Strength 7. Failed. Okay, so that's that done. 2 plasma rifle shots next. Needing 4s. Same target. 1 hit comes through. 3s for a wound. Aaron's toughness 5. Yes. I've got a feeling it's AP-. AP minus 4. But Aaron can take cover, so a 6 will do.
Yep.
No. Damage 3.
Okay.
Damage 2, which will be enough to pick off a Plague Marine. Plasma Rifle's a bit more tasty now. And then finally it's the Heavy Rail Rifle. And who better to debut here with the upgraded weapon than Bruce Zhao for the Tau, aka Chateau Marks. 2 shots, 4s. See how well Bruce can do. 2 2s. Okay, right. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So nothing from the broadside. It was a chance. If that had have hit, you're looking now at, just to cover the new rules for that one, Heavy 2, Strength 9. So particularly useful against Toughness 8 tanks. AP minus 4, D3 plus 3 damage, and for each wound you take is a mortal wound on top of that as well. So serious damage potential of those things, but not this time around. So we'll move on to something else. Right, next we'll turn to the Ghost Kill. It's in a prime spot. We're going to go after the Plague Burst Crawler. We'll go after him. We are within half range with the 2 Fusion Blasters and also the Fusion Collider as well. So we'll go with that. Everything's going to go into that tank. So we'll go Fusion Collider first of all. So straight 3 shots, used to be D3. We're using a marker light on it as well. So I will use the Tau ability to reroll that shot. Needing a 3, which we do get the hit come through. It's just the Tau Sept 3s to wound. Yeah, 2 haven't made it through. There's nothing I can do about it, so just the 1 makes it through. Aaron can now make a save. No. Nothing Aaron can do about that. We are within half range, so it's D6 plus 2 damage. So we'll go Marcus Anthony here, undeclared. Yeah, it's the dreaded number 6 plus 2,
Okay.
8, less 1. Do you get less 1? Minus 1?
Yes.
You do, so 7.
Yeah.
And then any feel no pain is going on?
No.
No, so damage comes straight through. Ouch, 7 wounds taken. There's 2 Fusion Blasters to come. There's a good early ambush there from the Ghost Kill. And it's the range on that fusion weaponry that can reach over other targets. So 2 shots, 3s, we do get those 2 hits. These are strength 8 though, so 4s to wound. And they do wound. Uh-oh, trouble, trouble. These are in half range.
Okay.
So 5 plus invuln saves. Aaron needs to pass at least. Uh-oh, big trouble. 9 plus 4. 13 wounds. Minus 1 though. Okay, right. Does it explode? No. Almost. Okay. They don't explode on 5s, no? There's something.
I think they used to know it's a 6.
It is a 6, right? Okay.
Tarian explosion of 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the models that usually lasts till the end of the game, and it's been picked off early on. Ghost Kill notably improved here with the fusion weaponry. That's nasty damage coming through from that. So, early strike here, early ambush, and it's been successful. Okay, so next up, it's the Hammerheads here. We've got there's an opportunity has come up which I hadn't seen, but looking around the corner here, so Long Strike is going to fire the main railgun. It's going to go after the other Plague Burst Crawler across there. You can see the rear end of that thing, so we can try and put a shot into that there with him. The 2 Seeker missiles are going to go off against the Blight Haulers, and then the Smart Missile systems are going to go against the Poxwalkers. That's the way we're going to play it. In the command phase, he blasts Hammerhead number 2, so when he shoots at a target, it will count as having a Marker Light token, just to give that a bit of extra ballistic skill. So we're firing at a vehicle, so we'll be on +1 to our wound rolls, and we'll be hitting on 3s with the Tau ability of potentially re-rolling a hit. So I'm just searching. There's not many Tau. Scott Costello is a Tau player, so we'll go with him. Single shot then into the back end of the Plague Burst Crawler, looking for a 3 with Long Strike. We will use the Tau reroll ability. It's a 4. Okay, so we'll try and wound on a 2. 3s to wound, then +1. 6. Nice. Right, so now we should consult the damage.
I should go to play it. Oh, sorry. No.
You don't have, okay. So I should know this off by heart by now. So AP -6, Ignoring invuln saves, if wounded you, you'll take 3 mortal wounds straight away. You'll take 6 damage as well, which becomes 5, and then you'll take D3 damage on top of that also. So the damage will stay with Scott, and you get 2 more wounds on top of that. So it's 8 damage plus 3, 11 wounds caused. Just there.
1 wound left.
You are a 12 wound model. Oh, almost 1 shot, 1 kill with long strike. The railgun is the feared weapon that it always should have been. So yeah, in hindsight, should have put the missiles across there to finish that thing off. We've declared them down there against the Blight Haulers, so we'll go for those. So 2 shots needed 3s. There's 1 use only, so 1's missed. Then it'll be 3s to wound at strength 9. And it doesn't wound, there's nothing we can do about that. And then we'll just move on to the smart missile systems. It is an interesting dynamic though, the pressure of that 1-shot weapon. It's an interesting way of working. Most factions have multiple shots for their tanks here, so it's not bad. We're looking for 3s. We're ignoring line of sight, ignoring cover and so on. 3s to wound, and there is a few that have come through. 5. Yeah.
Is there a minus?
There is now, AP -1. So each time the attack is made with this weapon, the target does not receive the benefits of light cover, and I can shoot at targets that aren't visible.
So just go there. Feel no pain now.
Yeah, straight to feel no pains.
1.
Okay, 4 casualties taken. So Hammerhead number 2 is going to take over. We'll put his 2 Seeker missiles into the back end of the Plague Burst Crawler. It'd be great to pick that thing off. Then the main gun, we're going to try and pick off one of the Blight Haulers, and then again, it's a repeat with the smart missile systems. So we'll do smart missile systems first of all. Needing 4s with him. Yes, the way it's worded here, it seems like it's +1 all round, so I'm counting as getting a marker light against all targets I go after, even if I split up, so I think it's 3s. And then we're going to go for 3s to wound. 3.
Okay.
At -1, and then feel no pains.
Just the 1.
Okay, so 2 Poxwalkers gone. Just trying to flush them out there. And then we'll go for the single shot across here. Yes, so we're looking for 3s. Thanks to the master. And then we'll go for... What's your toughness? Because we're strength 14.
Toughness 7. So 2.
Yeah, 2s.
Yeah.
Yes. AP -6, 6 damage, +3.
Right, well they're 9 wins each, so that's -1.
Yeah, so whatever I roll for the D3, it's 2 more wounds, so he's gone, so has picked one of those off.
They do explode. Oh, on a 4+.
Does not. Okay, so 1 model removed. Oh boy, okay, and then we'll go for the 2 Seeker missiles being used up here. 6. 3s to wound. Both have wounded. AP -3. Invuln saves available here. Can go Protronic if you wish. Could do it to stretch at 2 5+s. I think that's all I've got that can shoot at that target, so you could go for the hero roll here.
Okay.
Death Guard, yeah, carry Conquer Thrall of the Silent King.
Yeah.
Death Guard player.
And let's see. Maxfield knuckles for the second one.
Okay.
Carry Conquer.
Oh, you can save Maxfield because it's not going to...
That's true, yeah.
So save him for another one. Damage is 2d3, just to see what it would have been. 5. God, -1.
Explosion will not matter.
It's very, very rare that we see 2 of those brought down in a game, but Tau sent out a clear message here. Ouch. Okay. So for those where 40k now is more and more people taking less and less vehicles, this isn't not gonna help the situation, is it? Oh dear. Okay, and that's the Tau working with quite an enclosed setup here for terrain, but they managed to work their way around the bend here and have picked off some key targets here for the Death Guard. Painful stuff coming from the Tau. We'll switch over to this side now, firepower that we have lined up. So the Iron Accelerator, there's no point in overcharging it because I'm already at damage 3 anyway. So we'll just go for the standard, but it has been overcharged, so we will get 8 shots instead of 6. So we'll go with those. I'll maybe do the 2 fusion blasters first here. So looking for 4s, looking for 3s. There's 2 go through. Any AP, any invuns?
No.
Cover? Yes.
Yeah, I'm good cover, yeah.
Yeah, 2 rolls at 6s required.
Nope.
Okay. First one. Ouch. Next one. 2 becomes 1.
Okay.
Survived. Okay, so 1 wound remains on one of the models. 1 model picked off. Then we'll go for the 8 shots here with the Nova-charged iron accelerator. And what we'll do is we'll re-roll one of the misses, which gets a hit. So 5 hits have come through. We'll try and wound on 3s. So 3 wounds come through. AP minus 3 on that one. So 5s.
3 was that?
Yeah. Block 2, well done. So that wounded model can be removed. And it's 2 casualties in total. So no target for the commander. He's moved up, but maybe some targets next time. Yeah, it's the commander next, but no targets for him. So we've moved him up. Maybe he can have some firepower next turn. But there's some good line of sight blocking terrain here, so no target for him. Firepower complete for the tower. Certainly cannot complain. It has been scary. 2 hammerheads working together. It is very cool, but yes, a little bit overpowered here. We'll end the turn at this stage. We'll see if any points have been picked up by the tower, but aggressive firepower, I think, is the term for them. Gun line is no more. The hammerhead sort of swinging around a flank instead of parking stationary. Previous codex, you encouraged to sit still. Remember on turn 1, you used to get reroll hit rolls, and it was a bubble, but that's all gone now, so it's encouraging units to spread out, and it makes for an interesting playing out with the tower. They currently sit on 1, 2 with the infantry just in here, 3 and 4 primaries, so they're well placed at this stage. Remember, both sides have some very potent reserves to arrive, but we'll calculate points if any have come through, and then we'll prepare to move on to turn 2 for the Death Guard. Yes, points have been picked up. Retrieve NAC1 data has been achieved just down here, and then engage in all fronts. Thanks to the ghost kill, yes, so useful unit for helping to pick up engage in all fronts turn 1. So 4 points in total at this stage for the tower. We'll go on to turn 1 now for the Death Guard Chaos Space Marines. So on Aaron's movement here, 2 more points were picked up by the tower. That was for controlling an objective in Aaron's territory, which the ghost kill managed to achieve as well. So pretty good tactical move from him, as well as the firepower that's come through. So movement is complete. So across here, Tallyman, I take it, has blessed this unit here, and they've moved out. Then Poxwalkers.
Advance move by them.
They've advanced, okay, and they've got themselves onto this primary objective across here. Malignant Plaguecasters following up behind. Plague Marines, it is kind of exposed across here, but there's not much choice for them. They've moved out onto this primary objective. Then across here, Poxwalkers, as predicted, moving through the ruins, and now have control of this objective across here. They're troops, aren't they?
Yes.
Can they be objective secured?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Okay, so they're going to swarm on that objective, and then the 2 Blight Haulers, multiple options they can go for. I think Aaron wants to get rid of the ghost kill to remove that from play. There are other reserves to arrive, but not this turn. I'll have to wait till next turn onwards for those to arrive. We're going to Psychic Phase next. So on Psychic Phase, Spread the Sickness action being performed here, by the way, to get the points flowing in for that.
Okay, so we're going to start with Putrescent Vitality, which we're going to try and put on this unit here.
Okay.
So we need a 7.
No. Worth the
yeah.
command reroll? Okay, here comes the reroll. No.
Okay. And then we're going to try to put Miasma on them as well.
Okay.
That does go off.
That goes off. Okay, nothing we can do about that. So Miasma Pestilence gives them... I see, right. So they are in an exposed position, but Aaron's going to try and use psychic powers to protect them as much as possible. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next. Shooting Phase, but with the loss of the 2 Plague Burst Crawlers, it is that's the main firepower here. And a unit that can kick out decent firepower with the entropy cannons and the mortar can pick on targets that are out of line of sight potentially as well. But both of those are gone, so it will cut down the Shooting Phase for a large degree, but firepower does remain, so we'll let Aaron roll up and see what he can do.
Okay. So we'll put everything from this unit into the Riptide.
Okay.
Wait. So we'll do the bolter shots first.
Okay.
Okay, so they're actually hitting on 2s because it's Italian.
Yes.
5s, 2. No minus.
Okay. Yeah, so we're talking about the way drones work. So they don't count towards the unit's toughness. So Aaron's rolling against the toughness of the Riptide itself. As far as shot allocation is concerned, I have to now distribute these wounds coming through. I'm going to elect to put them on the Riptide. And we believe it means that you can correct us a bit of trivia going on here, just the way that the dynamic works here. But if he starts taking wounds, he's going to have to keep taking, absorbing the damage, and the drones can't be used to take that damage unless I use the Saviour Protocols stratagem. I think that's the way it works, but correct us if we're wrong. So how many saves at 2?
2.
So we'll take it on his armour save, which is 2+, which we pass on a 3 and a 5.
Blight launcher.
So here comes the Blight Launcher.
2 hits. Field.
Yeah, strength 6, toughness 7. Okay.
That's that done. They're performing an action, so they can't shoot. So the only other things left to do are the blight holders.
Right, Blight Haulers. Okay.
For the obvious target.
Okay, going after the Ghost Kill here.
So we will start with the Bile Spurt.
So again, we're talking about the rules and the way this works now for drones. We're looking at Saviour Protocols. Because the Ghost Kill is equipped with 2 drones, right? They become part of its unit. So Aaron can't choose what models to go after. I get to allocate where those wounds come through. So he's rolling against the toughness of the Ghost Kill, but I can then say, oh, I'm going to try and take the saves or the damage on the drones. I can allocate out to the drones. But then there's the Saviour Protocols one here. I'm just thinking of Aaron's melted weapons, for example. Use the stratagem in any phase when a saving throw is failed for a model. So take it's the Ghost Kill fails the save. Select one friendly set drone model within 3 inches of that unit, or within 6 inches of that unit if it contains a drone controller. The drone model is destroyed and the damage characteristic of that attack is changed to 0. Can I use my own drone to use that Saviour Protocol's ability to save the Ghost Kill is the question. So again, leave that in the comments section if you know the answer to that. But there's a few dynamics to figure out here with the new Tau Codex, just to make sure we're getting things correct with the way that works. So yeah, we're just checking the wording in the 40k rulebook as well, just to see the way allocating hits come through. So hits come through, you roll up, you roll to wound, which is against the toughness of the Ghost Kill. I then allocate those wounds, and then even if I pass my saves and so on, you still have to keep allocating wounds to that model. And I don't think I could do the Saviour Protocols. So Aaron's choice of firepower and what order he does it in is quite important.
So we'll go for Bile Spurt first. So it's Assault D3, so there's 2 of them, so 2D3.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 5 shots.
So you're shooting, it's auto hits, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Oh no, hang on. No, they're not auto hits, no. It's not quite a flamer up. So 4s is this going to be?
Yeah, because of the electro. Oh, come on.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay, nothing from them.
So then missile launchers, 2 crack missiles.
Okay, 4s.
Okay, one goes through. Strength 8.
Toughness 7.
Okay, so it does wound.
And this is AP minus
2.
minus 2. D6 damage, right. So I'll logically take it on the drone. How many shots are those melters? 2 each?
2 each, yeah.
4 shots. I'll take it on the Ghost Kill. And it's AP minus 2, so I'll take a 5-up save. Tyler Schwab, Necron 4+. Does it work for Tau? It does. Every 4+ that's been required from him since he's been a Patreon has gone through. He's well done. Thanks, Tyler Schwab. Passed. That would have blocked D6 damage coming through. So now for the melter shots.
Okay.
That is infuriating here for Aaron.
Right.
Oh, come on. Come on, reroll, hit roll. Oh, he misses because of the Electro Warfare suit.
Okay.
3s to wound. They both go through. And you can just take away the drones. That's it. I'll allocate each one to a drone and away they go. Okay, how annoying. You're allocating your strength to my toughness now of the parent unit, not the drones. That does help to a degree there, but stealth drones removed from play, and it's preserved the go skill here. So that marks the end of firepower here. Bit of drone shenanigans going on here. Infuriating stuff for sure. We'll go on to charges, if any.
Yeah, I might try to charge.
Okay. So Aaron's going to charge. He's already rolled up his. He will make it in, but I'm going to try and overwatch. Just if we get a 6, it could cause perhaps some trouble. Do you have an invuln save on them?
Yes, they're demon engines, so they're 5 up and
5 ups, okay. So fusion collider. 6s would be good. None. And then we'll go for. We'll re-roll one of those. Yeah, it's whenever you shoot or fight each time. So, yes, I'll re-roll this one just in case we get double 6 with the fusion blasters. Missed, and then we'll go for 2 fusion blaster shots, and missed as well. A couple of 6s would have been handy. In they go. Okay.
there. Right.
And then Aaron can make his attacks here.
Okay, so there are 4 attacks each. Hitting on 3s. Is he -1 in melee?
No, I don't.
No. Okay. 3s then.
I'll check. You never know. You can't presume. We'll see what we need. No, it says ranged attacks. It's the similar rule to before.
That's fine. Yeah. I'll do one of those. Okay. That's 5 hits.
So that was a command reroll being used there just to get the extra hits coming through.
So strength 6.
And toughness 7.
7, so 5. So
No, his toughness preserving him. And the minus on that one?
-2.
It's -2, so 5 up save. Blocked that one. Okay, right. So no damage coming through against that. We're going to check the rules as well here. If it's crisis or whether it's battle suit units in general, whether we are able to fire whilst in close combat, it's an interesting possibility. But we'll check that. We'll also get to fight back here. So 3 attacks, needing 5s.
Needing 6s because they're -1 to hit in combat.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, that's useful. Okay, so just the one. And then we'll go for it strength 6.
Toughness 7.
5s to get you? No. There would have been. Oh no. It would have been 4s to wound because on +1 strength with Ghost Kill Fists to actually improve the strength from that and given it -1 and made it 2 damage, but no damage anyway coming through there. So that's it. Combat's resolved across here. It's just to try and shut down the Ghost Kill as much as possible. And the turn comes to an end. So I'll calculate points. I think some have come through. There's Spread the Sickness has gone through. And we'll check to see if any other points have been picked up. Okay, so points at the end of the turn. 3 points picked up by Aaron, and a mortal wound received for Spread the Sickness over on that central home objective. Tau total at the moment, no points picked up for R&D at this stage. I need to get 2 at a minimum, just got the 1 so far. 2 points for engage, and then 2 points for the primary objectives. So that's 4-3 at this stage. Scoreline is very close, but really the game's just got going. But Tau have made an impact here very early on. It's the Hammerheads here, sniping at heavy targets with their firepower. They certainly have made their mark. We'll go on to turn 2 for the Tau. More firepower available, possible reserves to turn up via Manta Strike as well. We'll go on to the second turn of the game for the Tau coming up next. Okay, so turn 2 for the Tau, continuing this aggressive firepower type theme with these. So command phase, long strike again, blessing the pupil here, who both have moved up and he's moved on to the objectives. So we're hoping, anticipating, possibly clearing the objective and then claiming it. Then Ghost Kill's pulled out of combat, he's jumped across there, just he's not going to be able to shoot, but to help out with engaging all fronts. Fire Warriors here, they've been blessed by Shadow Sun before she's moved off, and they're happy to sit inside the ruin and to shoot from where they are, and also just lipping onto the objective there as well. So that's still with him. And the broadside, Shadow Sun's moved out. Manta Strike, Deep Strike coming in with the Crisis, the Comiskey Crisis battlesuits, along with the drones have landed there as well. So now sort of this linking up in the middle of the board. Fire Warriors have shifted across on a move, got themselves 6 inches away from the halfway line here and have performed retrieve NAC 1 data in this table quarter. And then the commander moving up, controlling this objective. That's the Vagabond commander there, Commander Ghosttide, and then Longbow BB in charge of the Riptide has moved up aggressively here towards the Death Guard Plague Marines. So on the offensive here with the tower, attacking in the centre and on both flanks. So we haven't brought in the Forge World model yet, the Hazard Battle Suit. We're going to keep that as a countermeasure here against Aaron's deep striking units. So we'll go on to shooting phase next. So Aaron's immediately playing Belching Fumes across here, so it reduces my number of attacks, each ranged attack by 1. So it's to a minimum 1, thankfully, so I still get to fire the rail guns at them, but other attacks will be -1 to the number of attacks coming through. So we'll go Marker Lights. I can see through here any range. We'll try and put the Marker Light hits there on the Plague Marines. We'll go for 3s. So 3 Marker Light hits coming through. So we'll mark those up in the middle. Okay. So to kick off the shooting here, I'm going to fire the Comiskey Crisis Battle Suits here. I'm playing Drop Threat Acquisition, one of the new stratagems. It's going to cost me 2 CP because there's 3 Crisis Battle Suits in the squad, and I'll give them reroll for their hit rolls. So they're going to put all their firepower into the Plague Marines, and then the drones, they're not affected by the stratagem because they're not the Battle Suit keyword, and the closest visible target for them, because of the terrain, will be the Poxwalkers across here. So we'll do their firepower first of all, which I've lined up. Like so, 4 shots each for the double pulse carbines. So 5s. We won't get any worse. Yep. Oh dear, it's a bad combo, isn't it? A flashy new codex for the tower, and then the tower dies. Oh boy, strength 5. Made blistering from these drones. 13 wounds coming through. There is no minus on the carbines, no. There's minuses on the rifles. 13.
So 6.
It's up for cover, yes.
6s.
Okay. There's a couple. Just 2. And 3 more, so it's helped.
Okay, so that'll make 8.
Yeah, 8 casualties, yeah. Well, that's impressive stuff from the drones coming down. They've got a job to do to protect the Crisis Battle Suits and also to let loose with some firepower. Ouch. Okay, so then we're going to go for missile pods. 2 shots each pod. We're using a Marker Light hits, it's 3s. So all of them except 1. And then we'll go for 3s to end at strength 7. Quadruple 6. These are AP -2, damage 2 becomes damage 1.
Okay.
So Aaron can take 5 ups.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, 4 wounds come through.
Okay, so that kills a Marine, kills another Marine, and wound.
Another. Okay, down to Fusion Blasters. 6 Fusion Blaster shots. 3s for hits. I will use my Tau ability to reroll one of those. They've all hit. That's a rare thing. It doesn't usually happen that Fusion Blasters get all their hits coming through. 3s to wound. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh boy. AP -4.
Let's put dice down.
So what's your psychic power doing?
It's -1 to hit.
Ah, right. Yes. Yeah, -1 to hit rolls. So just backtracking there, the missile shots come through all fine, they'll hit, no problem at all. And then instead of the 6 Fusion Blasters, it's actually 4 got their hits and their wounds. So it's going to bypass straight through the armour here in this situation. And we'll go for, you can remove a model from play straight away because it's already on a wound. Yeah. And then we'll go D6 damage on each one. We'll go Patronic just to blow these away if possible. So Maxfield Knuckles. I've got a 1.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll No, we'll keep it as it is. That's okay. So that'll absorb another dice. So you can remove a model from play, and it leaves one left. And we'll go Chris Heim here, an Imperial player. So I'm sure he'll be happy enough to pulverise one of these Death Guard Marines. Yes, damage 3 becomes damage 2. So another one gone. Just the one left on the primary objective. Okay, so next we'll go here. We'll do his firepower. Going to put 2 plasma rifle shots, try and finish off that Marine across there. We'll use a Marklight token to do it. And then the heavy arrow rifle, we're going to fire across and pick on the Plague Marines just over there to help out the Riptide. So we'll go plasma rifle first of all, just to see if we can make an impact. So looking for 4s, 6 and 4. 3s to wound. Go straight through. No cover, damage 3, damage 2, twice over, Marine gone. So that's him removed, and that objective has been cleared. And then the heavy 2, the 2 shots going against the Plague Marines on the flank. 2 hits coming through here, 4 and 5. Strength 9, so 3s to wound, both have wounded. Because I've wounded you, you're going to take a mortal wound on each straight away, so that's actually going to kill a Marine. And then it's going to bypass... I'll check the AP minus on this. It's at least -4.
Yeah, maybe 6, is it?
But it could be worse. No, it's AP -4.
Okay.
It's Minotaur armoured container, so Aaron's got 2 opportunities to try and block this. 2 rolls in 6s. It's going to also kill Marines if these go through.
Nope.
Okay, 2 more Marines slain. Okay. Firepower hit. Merciless from the tower, cutting down Plague Marines quickly. Okay, we'll go to Shadow's Son next. She's in range 24 with the longer ranged fusion blasters. Going to put her shots here against the Blight Haulers. So everything that she has is going to go into those. So we'll start with the 2 high energy fusion blasters, range 24. So looking for that could still be hits. No minuses against them.
No, just in combat.
Okay. And the belching fumes is just -1 attack, so she's on 1 each anyway. So those 2 2s are actually hits. 3s to wound. No. Tau. I can re-roll one of the wounds, which does go through. With -4.
Okay.
Patronic,
Oh, yeah.
if you want to, it's up to you.
Oh, yeah.
So, any Death Guard sympathisers here?
Well, anti-imperial,
I guess, yeah. Evelyn Huxley.
Yeah.
Needing a 5+ would be very useful.
Oh,
No.
4.
Aaron's contemplating whether to...
What's the damage on this?
Or it'd be D6.
Well, may as well do it now.
Okay, here it comes.
Yep.
Well done. Okay, blocked. We'll go for her low output or low energy or low caliber, something. A light missile pod. Just a little gentle shot coming through here. 2 shots, 2s, 2 hits. Strength 7. Failed. Just dreadful wounding from her. Okay, so that's that one done. She has the Flechette launcher. So Flechette launcher is going to go into the Poxwalkers. And that's those hits coming through. 3s to wound. She cannot wound to save her life. She's too merciful. Don't know, that is bizarre. Okay, so that's coming from the Warlord as well. That's her firepower complete. So next we can move on to Fire Warriors here. This is we're just talking about the Fire Warriors here. This is the way 40k is going to go. It's going to be more killy. It's not just the Tau, Aaron. Don't worry. You give it a year or 2, and when your new codex comes out, your stuff will be deadly as well. But I think you can predict now. Eldar Codex is going to have killy stuff in it. It's just you're noticing that the damage output, the level of damage coming through, is just going to be increasing here, which makes for quicker games. So they're addressing the balance by keeping the complexity of the game, but making stuff more killy, which will speed things up. It does happen with editions, a number of editions ago. I remember playing Tau, and the railgun was quite commonly a one-shot, one-kill. weapon. So it's heading back in that direction again, which does speed games up. Just instead of 5 turns of firepower from those tanks, they've been removed, and so it's going to save a chunk of time from the game. So what I'm playing here is Relentless Fusillade Stratagem. So it's a strike team unit just across here. And instead of firing the usual rules for rapid fire weapons, they just get double the number of attacks. And there's an extra AP minus as well, so AP minus 1. They're already AP minus 1 anyway, so they become AP minus 2. So we're going to try and flush these out of there. They were blessed by Shadow Sun. They're a core unit. She has given them reroll hits. So we're looking for 4s, and it's all rerollable. There is a mighty hint of efficiency here with the tout, with buffs and bonuses going on. We're going to reroll all these hits, which will probably make all the difference. Yeah, it does. They've got a function now. 4 squads of Fire Warriors can actually do something. Wounding on 3s because we're strength 5. You'd never have got results like that before. 11. Feel No Pain's a 6+. The potential to wipe this squad here.
Yep.
That's the end of them. They're gone. Fire Warriors have cleared them away. So next, we'll turn to the Hammerheads with their firepower. I've swung the turrets around. We're going to fire across in that direction. So it's a unit. I can't pick on what model. So we'll go with Long Strike first of all. He'll set the example. So 3s for hits and the potential reroll for Tau. So this is the railgun. Oh, come on. I need to stop right there. Find me a Tau player. The Tau aren't popular, you know.
There might be no.
Yeah. We'll go Luke Schwengel here. So looking for a 3, please. Just about. This will be 2s to wound.
Yeah.
Because it's strength 14. So 2s for a wound. Yes. Just take it off. Ugh. Ignores the invuln.
Yeah.
Damage of 9 at least, plus D3. Blech.
Oh, it did explode actually.
Oh, it blew up,
Yeah.
which will put a wound onto
1 mortal wound on him.
him. Okay, yeah, Hammerhead number 2 will take a mortal wound. So Hammerheads have been given an extra wound by Games Workshop as well. Just very sort of generous mood they've been in with the rules with it. So drop it down to 13. And then Hammerhead number 2, just rinse and repeat here. So we'll go for the railgun shot. We'll go Nicholas Lucas here.
Smart missiles, what were they going for?
Oh, they were going into him.
Yeah, with this unit, so you can.
Oh, of course they can. Right, okay, sorry, yeah. All right, we'll do that then. So 8 shots. Looking for 3s. And looking for 5s. Nothing. Okay, so Hammerhead number 2. I am actually arranged with the smart missile systems to go against the Poxwalkers hiding behind the building over there. So his smart missile systems will go across. So 8 shots. He's been blessed by Long Strike, so whatever he shoots at counts as having a Marker Light token. Looking for 3s. And then looking for 3s. Just the one. AP minus 1, so then 6 up. Blocked in Defiance. And then now for the railgun shot, we'll go Dave Humphreys. Here, Orc, Necron, Nids, Genestealer Cults, Knights and Admech player. Gets the hit. 2s for a wound. And he's gone as well. Eek, that is not too effective, no. Not against firepower of that magnitude. Okay. Yeah, Aaron said that we should point out the dead pile at this stage. I can't help. This is the rules. I didn't make these rules up. There's Aaron's dead pile across there, and then the tower. That's their dead. That's their dead pile. Two drones at this stage. What can you do? I didn't do the rules. Someone else has come up with these rules here. Some tower lover here has come up with the rules. Okay, so we'll press on, and we've got a few units left of firepower across this flank. So onto the commander here, Commander Ghosttide. Going to put all of his firepower into the 2 remaining Plague Marines. His warlord trait is reroll all hits and wounds for him. So we'll go for it's Precision Hunter. It's called 2s. We'll reroll that one. We've missed. Right, okay. Then we'll go on to actually equipped him with a cyclic iron blaster. That's going to be 3 shots, and there's no need to supercharge that because the damage won't improve. So we'll just go for regular shots. So we've hit with those. 3s to wound. 2 wounds to come through. I'll re-roll that wound, which does come through. So AP -2 there, so 5 pluses. Block 1. Okay, so 1 marine will go. Then we'll do the missile pod, which will be 2 shots, 2 hits, 3s to wound. 1 wound comes through. AP -2.
5 up.
No, damage 2 becomes damage 1.
Okay.
And then the plasma rifle. This could finish him off if we get the hit, which we do. If we get the wound, which we do not. And I'll re-roll the wounds for him, which does come through. And I think it's -3. So 6 up will do. No, damage 3 becomes damage 2. And that marine is gone. Commander's picked him off. So really the Riptide is going to put its firepower through the window and try and flush out Poxwalkers. Okay, so there they are, just tucked in there. We'll go after those. Oh, there's a tallyman hiding there. Didn't even see him. He's writing a farewell letter, perhaps to somebody. Okay. So it's firepower diverted across here. So we did an overcharge, so we're going to get the 8 shots coming through. It's going to mess up the feel no pain because it's damage 4. So looking for 4s. So I'm not supercharging, it's damage 3. So looking for 4s. And then we'll try and wound on 2s. Are you toughness 4 or 3?
4.
You are toughness 4. I think we come through at strength 7 on the lower caliber. Yeah, it's just the 2 wounds coming through, strength 7 and Aaron's toughness 4. So those 2 come through. So feel no pain's 2 at a time.
2 attack, okay.
Yeah, because in double 6s.
1 dead. And 2 dead, there's a 6 there. But
Okay. Fusion blasters. There we roll that one. 2 hits. 2s to wound on these. Yeah, 2 come through. D6 damage, so I need to roll the first one. 3, so 666 required.
dead.
And the next one, again 666 required. No, so 2 more Poxwalkers gone. And that's about it. I think that is firepower complete. And complete it is. Tau have wiped out this flank across here. This is all happening on turn 2. Some Poxwalkers, or a large enough unit of Poxwalkers inside here. 1 Tallyman and 1 Malignant Plaguecaster left. No doubt Aaron will bring reserves down on his next turn, but they will arrive at the scene of a crime against the Death Guard. We've picked an army that's meant to be, and so far has always been tough and durable and are able to absorb damage, but the new Tau here with their damage output, it is ridiculous. They have utterly decimated the Death Guard here in 2 turns. So I think really Games Workshop have shifted the codexes up a gear, and it's happened at this point. It was heading that way with previous codexes, but I think Tau have moved things up to the next level. Surely other codexes will follow the same direction. But the firepower here from the Tau, if it can be coordinated, so we've seen Markolites here, buffs and bonuses that can be given out in the command phase. We've seen Shadow Sun Blessing units, Long Strike Blessing, the other Hammerheads, and so on, just pushing that ballistic skill up, taking the Tau Sept ability to give you the reroll, to hit roll and to wound roll, all those things escalating and building up. We're seeing the D6 random shots or D3 random shots disappearing and getting solid numbers of shots coming through. It's seriously helped out the Ghost Kill. It's helped out the Riptide. You know the number of shots that you're going to get coming through with that. And so it's that kind of bonuses coming through. Potent stratagems like on Fire Warriors, getting double the number of shots. AP -1 and a further AP -1 being added on top. Being given rerolls by Shadow Sun has just amplified like 3-4 times over their effectiveness. And then the 2 CP there to grant rerolls across the board there for the Crisis Battlesuits, again helping them out as well. So it's not just the caliber of the weaponry, it's the efficiency of the firepower has been increased here just with those bonuses and buffs coming through. It is an exceptionally strong codex, I think, for the Tau here, as demonstrated by what you're seeing taking place. What can you do? We don't write the rules, so we're witnessing as a exhibition of firepower from the Tau. We'll end the turn here. We'll calculate points being picked up at this stage. Okay, so points have been calculated. 12 points picked up for primaries here. The Tau controlled more objectives and held 3 or more at the start of their command phase, so 12 points picked up for that. We did control one of the objectives at the end of our turn. That's in Aaron's territory, which is this one across here, with the Hammerheads moving out aggressively onto that. So a further 2 points picked up for that, and then engaging on fronts now on all 4 table quarters, so 3 points picked up for that, and 4 points now will come through for retrieve Nakmund data for the 2 actions that have been performed in our own territory so far. 25 points to 3 at this stage. Really, I think the game's just... we know which way it's going to go, but Aaron can have fun with some deep striking units and see if they can sink their teeth into these Tau units. The Tau are spread out across the board. We think the damage has been done, but Aaron's deep strikers will attack nonetheless. We'll go on to the second turn of the game here. My philosophy, by the way, was Koyun, so that kicks in on turn 3, so we may get to see that. I don't know. We'll go on to turn 2 now for the Death Guard. We're on turn 2 here for the Death Guard. I knew Aaron would do this. He's going to go after the commander to try and bring him down. Worth a go for sure. Here, so this happens. We've talked about what's going on here. New codex. We're saying it was bound to happen that one of these codexes would be strong enough. Be interested to see how other channels have got on with their battle reports, and if the Tau have had similar results. From what I've heard, it seems to be across the board that the Tau looking strong in the variety of games that have been played so far. Now, this board was pretty closed up for cover. So, pretty good in that regard. But the Tau managed to move around quickly and just get the angles here. The Hammerhead sweeping around the flank was pretty effective. The Ghost Kill making that early move, liking the combination with that one as well. And the Commander and the Riptide able to swing around on the flank as well. And then where we needed a bit of help, deep striking units in coordinating assault with those, and characters that are able to kick out supporting firepower as well, and it just keeps the attention away from the units operating along the back line. So it's a pretty strong enough philosophy here with the Tau, just arcs of firepower, well coordinated, deep striking, manta striking supporting units, and that leaves the back lines alone to carry on with their supporting fire, and also bringing in points here for victory as well. So looking good for the Tau. Aggressive firepower plus manoeuvrability is the key with them. So if the Death Guard struggle, now Tau did go first, but if the Death Guard are going to struggle, what other faction can withstand the kind of damage coming through. Your invuln saves potentially are negated by some of the Tau firepower. Maybe Thousand Suns with smiting characters that can hide behind screens. The Tau would need to try and clear those screens out of the way. Armies that are able to get in amongst the Tau very, very quickly. Possibly Harlequins, possibly Drukhari, one of the stronger codexes at the moment. But whatever army does it, it needs to be done very swiftly indeed. Turn 1, and then going for the kill turn 2 to really shut the Tau down as fast as possible. Because as we've seen, a couple of turns of well-coordinated firepower, and the Tau will bite chunks out of armies very quickly indeed. So feel free to leave your own comments at this stage as we consider the Tau. You've seen a couple of turns of them in action. Do they need their rules clipped back a little bit? Or is it a case that each army that follows Eldar next, Tyranids, we reckon after that for codexes, will they be following suit with much more reliability and damage potential coming through with those? So Aaron says he thinks he's finished his move. So across here, just holding position with these.
Yeah, because they're on the objective. And,
I see. Yes, they are.
Sickness with them.
Right. Okay. So they're doing their job. And Tallyman happy enough to continue keeping notes. Dear Mum, today it didn't go so well, so I'm writing this letter to apologise for turning to chaos. No, he has moved. He's moved away from there, and then he's headed across in that direction. Okay, he's going to the letterbox. Okay, right. So the Death Shroud Terminators have turned up here. They're going to go after the commander, so they'll be able to clear that objective if they can get to him. Well, he does have some of his own shenanigans to protect him. It's Typhus. Now, these are potent units here. Typhus has turned up here. He's going to try and stab out the eyes of the Tau here. He's going to try and take out the Cadre Fireblade with his Markerlight ability to pick on him. You have Assassinate, don't you?
Yeah.
Aha, right. His character is going after, and then Devin Matthews in charge of the Lord of Contagion. Here to potentially charge into maybe Long Strike, because he's a character. Got it. Okay, so it's character hunting here for the Death Guard. This area hasn't been fully cleansed by the Tau yet. We'll go on to Aaron's Psychic phase next. Right, Poxwalkers, Putrescent Vitality from the Malignant Plaguecaster.
Wahammer on 1 dice.
I don't know.
Didn't go off.
Didn't go off. Okay. Aaron's on 4 CP, we're on 6 at this stage.
Miasma Pestilence.
Miasma Pestilence is the next one.
Does go off.
Goes off on a 10. Okay, Psychic phase. Yeah, is there something else? Typhus, doesn't he?
Typhus, yeah.
Yeah, Psychic power's available from him.
So, Curse of the Leper.
Oh no, there's something else. Look, these characters. Usually hard to get rid of. Railguns.
Yes.
I don't know what to say. Oh, okay, carry on.
Curse of the Leper doesn't go off. I'll reroll that.
Okay, here comes the command reroll. Does go off.
Does go off. Okay. So closest enemy within 18.
Him.
7.
This is the Cadre Fireblade. Aaron's going to try and turn him into a leper.
7. Okay. Toughness on him.
3.
Okay. So 4 and above are mortal wounds.
Yeah, it's been turned into a leper. Okay, we've got a bit of an outbreak here. Cadre Fireblade. Well, that was that was quick. That's the end of him.
And then we'll do Smite.
Okay, yeah.
Does go off.
Goes off. Nothing I can do. And it's
3 mortal wounds.
3 mortal wounds. I'll take it on the drone.
Okay.
The shield drone, because that's 2 wounds.
Okay.
And then I'll take a wound on the broadside. So drop it down to 7. They actually have 8 wounds now. Games Workshop have given them an extra 2 wounds. So just put that on there. Psychic phase is finished. We're going to shooting phase next. I imagine. Is there any?
There's a little bit. The Plague Spurt Gauntlets.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Death Shroud Terminators with their firepower next. So Plague Spurts.
Yeah.
Gauntlets.
46. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 10.
That's hits, isn't it? Auto hits.
Yes, these are flamer weapon.
Okay.
10. Okay, these are only strength 3.
Okay.
Are these 6s on him?
It could well be, yeah. I think I'll check. He may be toughness 6.
Because there are no 5s, so. Well, 2 1s to reroll. No, so just 1.
Does it matter? Just the one will come through anyway.
No
Okay.
AP.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and make a save here. No AP minus. So it's an Enforcer battlesuit. I'll put it on him. 2 up. Passed. Okay. So next up.
Tallyman is going to use his plasma pistol.
Ah.
Will he supercharge and try to...
Yeah, today is a good day
Yeah, let's
to die.
go for it.
Just don't roll a... I could just sense it's going to... Okay, gets a hit.
Strength 8.
Okay, 3s to wound. Yes. -3. I'll tank it on the Invun. So 4+ Invun save. We'll go Patronic. Try and block this one. So we'll go for Peter Almo. 4+. We do. Blocked from coming through. It's on the shield generator.
One final bolt pistol from the Malignant Playcaster.
Okay.
Hits.
Does wound.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's against the...
That's against the Riptide.
Okay. I've allocated to him, so I have to carry on. So it's a 2 up. Passed. That's it. All right. So what we'll do is we'll go on to charges next. Possibility of an Overwatch here. So Aaron can declare his first charge.
First charge would be the Terminator.
Across there, I will Overwatch this one. That's ridiculous. I'm re-rolling my hits and wounds. Okay, Fusion Blaster. Hits. 3s to wound. Wounds. Invun save.
Your Patronic here.
Yeah, Patronic. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. What do we got here?
Paul Cook. Imperial dice.
Okay, well.
Now,
Okay.
D6 damage. I'll go Martin here. He is a Vagabond Tau player. He certainly is. 4 wounds. 5 wounds becomes 4 wounds. Terminator brought down.
Okay, carry on.
Carry on. We'll go Plasma Rifle. Missed. Rerollable. Almost hit. Then we'll go for Missile Pod. Rerollable. Okay. And then we'll go for the Cyclic Iron Blaster. 666. Then we'll go for 3s to wound. 2 wounds come through, and I'll use my Tau. He's on reroll wounds anyway. So yes. So AP -2 with these.
Okay, so 4s.
4s.
Is it a single wound each?
What's their invuln save?
It's 4 up.
It is a 4 up, so 4 is okay. Because it could be -3, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
So 2 have made it through. The damage 2 each time.
Okay,
So 2.
okay.
Oh, no. Because you had -1 damage, didn't you?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 wounds. Yeah, didn't really need to overcharge those because damage 2 is just negated anyway. But Aaron can attempt his charge next.
Right. Okay,
6. So does he want to command reroll is the question.
No. There's other charge.
There's other charges he wants to try and do. Are you sure? I would command reroll that because I think I'd go for it and then hope for the best with the others, but trying to sell it to him. You've been overwatched. You've lost one of your number. It's time to go Patronic and seek revenge. Who have we got? It's Tom Weeks. There's a Thousand Suns player. Don't know whether they would help. There's... Yeah, well, look here. You've got Ray Cross. He is a guard player and also a Death Watch player. So Death Guard-ish, sort of, maybe. And if you're angry, the Ray Cross dice, if you are that annoyed.
Imperials makes a chaos.
Oh, don't know, ask James. There's Dylan Moore's Death Guard Krieg, and then Longbow BB's World Eaters, if you want to go down that route. But Ray it just senses that it's the Ray Cross time.
Yeah, alright.
You take a ray cross dice, add another, here's another thing to add to it.
Okay.
This is the Patronic ray cross dice. 9 required.
No, it's the same result.
Same result. No, it doesn't go in.
Okay. Alright.
This one?
Yeah. No, he's a bit of a loop to do now.
Yeah, just roll it and see what you get. It's going to be quite a stretch. At least a 10 or 11, but we'll... No.
Right, okay.
And then the last one, Devin. Into the...
We'll have to go Patronic here again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Samuel Penanuri.
Samuel Penanuri. Looking for 1 charge to go ahead. Come on.
This is the one that I really want.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Doesn't go ahead. We tried. Okay, end of... Is there any charge at the tallyman? He could charge if he wants to. But no, maybe not. All right. End of turn. Well, at least you get... oh no. Engage in all fronts.
No, because...
Not with characters anymore.
Here.
Oh.
And that's below 3, so no.
Right. Well, end the turn. We'll see what points have been picked up here by the Death Guard. So some points have come in. Spread the Sickness was successful. It's actually on that objective across there. So 3 points picked up for that. Assassination was successful as well. The Cadre Fireblade was turned into a leper and died. So that's 3 points picked up for that as well. So 9 points now. At the start of the command phase, no points picked up for primaries. Aaron was on 3. The tower blew the Death Guard off of here, and also which denied the points was the destruction of the Plague Marine unit on that objective across there as well. Only holding 1, you need to hold 2 or more for this scenario to pick up the 4 points. So end the turn here. The charges have failed to go ahead here for the Death Guard, so we'll go on to the 3rd turn for the tower. Now the KOYO philosophy kicks in, but it's going to be a mopping up action, I think, from the tower. We'll go on to their turn 3 next. Okay, so turn 3 for the tower. Just lining up our shots, really. It's just a mopping up action at this stage, just with those charges that failed to go ahead. So Fire Warriors happy to sit where they are. Hammerheads have relocated and happy to sit on the objective. I think the railguns are going to try and go down here. Broadside's happy to sit where it is, doesn't need to move. We've shifted these 6 inches across. Their firepower is quite potent now. With the help of stratagems, they can actually be quite effective against the Terminators. The commanders moved across here, Martin in charge of him. Then a bit of support from Forge World here. It's the Hazard battlesuit has arrived to use its fusion cascades also. And then round here, the tower closing in against the Poxwalkers. The battlesuits moved across. Shadow Sun with them. She has blessed them to give them hit rolls, reroll hit rolls for them. Ghost Kills moved across onto this objective, and then jumping 12 inches here and Nova charging to give extra shots to the Riptide, and then turning up on this flank and performing retrieve Nachman data with the Breachers arriving just here. That's movement done for the tower. We'll go on to their firepower next. So we'll start with Hammerhead number 2. Smart missile system is going to go across the way to the Poxwalkers. Very, very useful system that you just pick a target within range of fire, ignoring terrain and line of sight, ignoring cover as well. And then we'll go for the railgun shot. We'll try and single shot, pick off Devin here with a lot of contagion. So we'll go the single shot. Tyler Summers, Patronic dice. There's a 3, 6. It'll then be a 2. Oh, come on. It'll be a 2. Rerollable to take him off the board. Yeah. That's the madness of the whole thing. Take him off the table. That's just... So one of the things we've talked about here for the Tau is the illogic notion of ignoring invuln saves. I think that's silly, because invulnerable saves are invulnerable saves, so that would help tone things down. And then you run the risk when you run a solid shot weapon. Yes, it's great, but if you come up against an invuln save, then there is that fighting chance of blocking that from coming through. You know, Aaron would be rolling, say, what's his invuln save? It's a 4-up with a command reroll on standby. Then yes, we could knock him out if we can get past the invuln save. I think that's fair enough. But ignoring invuln saves, you've just seen it there. And how many points is he? About 100 odd?
Yeah, he's quite expensive.
Okay, right. Smart missile systems then, we'll press on. So we'll be on 3s. here because he's been blessed. This is Hammerhead number 2. He's been blessed in the command phase by long strike. We'll try and wound on 3s, and we'll re-roll this one for Tau Sept. Yes, 4 come through, ignoring armor. AP -1. For no pains. Blocked 1. 3 brought down. Right, sorry about this, but long strike on to Typhus. So next, out of range with the smart missile systems across there against Poxwalkers, so I'll bring them down across here, but we'll do the railgun shot. We'll go for Dylan Moore, Deathguard Krieg, Dark Angels player, looking for a 3. Missed. We'll re-roll for Tau. So we do get the hit, and then it's going to be a 2 to remove him from play.
Yep.
And he's gone. That's the end of him.
He's 165 points.
165. Okay, so we're looking at about 270 points removed
with nothing I could do about it.
With nothing you can do about it, and well, it was 2 dice so needed. No, it's something. OP is the word, and broken would be another term to use, but that's brutal stuff there, and from the Hammerheads. Now I run those Hammerheads because they were in the previous list. You know, it was just a natural overflow there. I had to remain loyal to Hammerheads down through the different editions here, but their day has certainly come here at this point. So we'll shift over to this side here. So there's 2 Terminators to try and deal with. So we'll roll up here with the Hazard Battlesuit. So these are Fusion Cascades, 2d3 shots. So 4 shots. And then we're looking for 4s for hits. Okay, I'll go for... I'll try and reroll we'll save it, and we'll try and wound. So the 2 wounds do come through. Invuln saves on hit. Yeah, he's AP -4. Oh, no, come on, reroll if you so wish.
Yes, I should do. Okay.
Blocked 1. All right. So D6 damage. Need to roll 2 well here because there's 2 wounds already. 3 wounds -1. 4 wounds. Sorry, it's 2 wounds. So it's a 4 wound model. So he's gone.
There are 3 wound models.
Oh, right. Okay. So 1 model remains. We'll put the drones in here. The gun drones from that Hazard Battlesuit. So looking for 5s, 4s, 2 saves, no minus.
Okay.
So 2 2-ups.
Fine.
Okay, then we'll go for the commander next. So Fusion Blaster, hits, wounds, and you want to try and block this? No.
And I've used my reroll.
D6 plus 2 damage.
Okay.
5, 2, 7. He's gone. So around here, we're going to offload all that we have. It's all the heavy caliber weaponry here, but we'll go for... we'll start with him. So I'm going to put the shots into the Poxwalkers here. So Fusion Collider, straight 3 shots. We'll re-roll this hit roll. 2s. Yep, so 2 come through. Going to ignore armor. Damage of 6. 6 is required.
Nope.
And the next one, 6 again. Of course, pulverizing Poxwalkers, 2 of them brought down. 2 Fusion Blaster shots, 2 hits, 2 wounds, and they are damage of 2 and damage of 2. So double 6 is required.
Nope. And nope.
Okay. Then I think it makes sense to go for the gun drones here. They're 4 shots each with their 2 carbines. A cloud of those is actually pretty useful. So these are the drones. 5s for hits. Just the hits come through. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. That's pretty good. And then 3s to wound at strength 5, which is very useful. Yeah, it's good again from the drones. They've done well this game. So it's 8. No minus here, so you may take 6 up cover.
Cover, see it's nothing, and 6 up the European, which see it's 3.
3.
Okay, 5.
Okay, 5 casualties taken. We'll roll on here to missile pods next. And we're looking for 4s. but it's rerollable because of Shadow Sun. 3s to wound, strength 7, toughness 4. Yep, and I'll reroll the wound now. Yep, so.
Go on.
Yeah, that 6 you rolled, you can roll again to try and get another 6. It's damage 2 each time.
Oh, right.
No, that's them wiped out. Okay, so we'll then go to Shadow Sun herself. She's going to try and take out the Malignant Playcaster just here. Going to fire all that she has. So the 2 high output fusion blasters, 6 and 4 is a hit. 3s to wound. I'll reroll this wound for Tau Sept. So handy. Yeah, both go through. AP -4. Aaron can take cover.
Coverage here for
6s. You can go extreme on Patreons here.
the artist formerly known as Veej.
Yes, the artist formerly known as Veej, 1,000 Suns. No help to the Death Guard here.
Tom Weeks.
Tom Weeks.
Come on.
He does.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, Tom. Well done. D6 damage. I'll take the last Patreon, which I think is Longbow BB. It is, yeah, it's Longbow BB. Right, okay. Cheers. Okay, that's made Aaron's day. Okay, and then really, is this the last model?
Yeah, you never got to the post box.
Oh dear, right. Oh boy. Right, so we'll fire everything that we have into him before the letter is finished. So we'll go for, well, because it's Nova charged, and it's Longbow BB to do it as well. So he's going for the double character kill. Nice way to finish here, but 8 shots. We'll supercharge, why not? So we will re-roll this one to stop us from taking the mortal wound. So we've actually got those hits coming through. Oh dear. 3s to wound, strength 9, toughness 5. So 3s to wound. So fouled with some. AP -3. Damage 4 each time. One at a time. That'll kill him. That's going to be 3 wounds so far. She's got to pass the next 3. He's gone.
No, dead.
You can roll the other 2, just as a party.
Sorry.
No. Okay, so 12 wounds taken. He's gone. Oh, hang on a second. There's fusion blasters as well. So one of those got through, but didn't wound. That's okay. And there's missile from the drones, but we'll leave it at that stage. Firepower complete, victory complete, and tabled here by turn 3, and done so very comfortably by the Tau. Yeah. So battle complete, and I would say, honestly, saying that 10 years of the channel, the highest impact for a debut codex I think we've seen. We've picked an army. The terrain I think has been fair. We've picked an army that's tough and durable, even with a built-in -1 damage. But despite all of that, Tau moved out quickly and aggressively with confidence now with this new codex, and have brought about a decisive victory, just cutting stuff down very, very quickly indeed. So discussion about the rules. As for the Tau codex itself, the production of it's fine. The rules, the dynamics of the rules, the combinations you can go for, the way the rules work, it's an exciting codex for sure, but the power of it is excessive. So there's 2 options, really. Games Workshop could backtrack on it. Doubtful. And they can maybe tone it down. One of the suggestions we've had is to scrub the ignoring Von Saves ability. So mortal wounds coming through, I'm saying if you wound a target, the mortal wounds trickling through, fine. You know, that bit of punch that's able to push through. But to actually ignoring Von Saves entirely sort of defeats the object of having Invuln Saves in the first place. So I reckon that Invuln Saves should be retained. That's an easy correction to make. Yeah, they can do it on the... because these ignore Invuln Saves as well.
That's really gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just check that. Do they ignore Invuln Saves as well? It's because it's RAW technology.
Yeah.
It's the heavy arrow rifle. No, it's okay.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
So all they've got to do is correct the RAW gun.
Yeah.
that needs to be dealt with, because 6 damage plus D3 plus the mortal wounds coming through is enough. It's way enough. Yeah. I think Tau players will be more than happy with that. D3 plus 6 damage, and if you wound the target, whatever it's got, if it has an invuln save or not, you get 3 mortal wounds in addition. So that's all they have to do is correct that wording. Invuln saves cannot be made against that attack, and that would fix that, I reckon, fair enough. Still, though, the Tau are powerful, and it's not just the railgun here, it's the increase of shifting away from D6 shots, heading over to solid number of shots, like guaranteed 6 shots with the Riptide, for example. Instead of the D3 shots there with the Fusion Collider, it's a straight 3 shots coming through. That's the randomness being taken away. As far as accuracy for firepower, marker lights are quite straightforward. But even if you're not using marker lights, as we've seen across here, buffs and bonuses coming through from HQ choices such as Shadow Sun, granted reroll hit rolls. Even if she's not there, there's a stratagem for 2 CP that lets you do that anyway, granted rerolls for all of your hits. The Tau Sept ability, that single reroll to hit or wound every time you get to shoot. It's like a command reroll dream across the board for your entire army, so that's powerful enough. So happy to stick with the Tau Sept for sure. So there's multiple layers of ability here for the Tau. So the other option is that from now on codexes just get more and more potent and brutal. I think that's going to be the case, isn't it? Eldar and even the Tyranids may end up being scary enough to take on the Tau. I think you've got to move fast and decisive. Maybe hide on turn 1. Move out, shoot, cause heavy damage, and then strike turn 2 if you can't get in there by turn 1. So I think that's kind of the direction you've got to go. But you've got to go for it against the Tau. You can't let them shoot at you from one turn after the next here. But Death Guard, they never got a chance to get going really. Tau picked off their main battle tanks early on and then coordinated some deadly firepower, wiping units out in swift succession. Brutal stuff from the Tau. Debut codex from them, and it's been a slaughter here. They have cleansed this sector in 3 turns. So end of the battle here, I'll call out the silver level patrons. That's anonymous, not sure who it is that's supporting, but thanks to them. Darren Gardner, Denny Wright, Peter Goodall, William Schwarz and Williams. Big thanks to them for their support at silver level. You check out the end credits for those supporting at bronze level as well. And then we will talk about units of the units of the game next. Okay, units of the game for both sides, as understandably Aaron's struggled here, but he's going to give it to Typhus with his leprosy spreading ability to take out that character just there. We also need to give you an update on points if we need to, but we can leave the score to your imagination. It's obviously a very high score indeed. Tau would continue to move on to max out on primaries. They would max out on retrieve Nachman data. Assassinate obviously has been maxed out as well, which would be 13?
13, yes.
Yeah, 13. 4 lots of 3 points, and then an extra point for killing the Warlord. And engaging on fronts, we would continue to occupy all 4 table quarters for that one. And then Aaron's halted now picking up points, so he would sit on 9 at the end of the game. Units of the game for the Tau. Hammerheads did well. Yes, they did do well. Their firepower is utterly ridiculous from those. I'm actually going to get, for tactical reasons, I'm going to give it to the Ghost Kill. So, aggressive deployment at the start of the game. Took the risk of going first. Moved around swiftly. Its firepower took out the tank, didn't it, almost?
Yeah.
It did, yeah. Firepower from that. It survived in close combat. It managed to pull away and then swung around and continued on grabbing another objective. So happy enough with the Ghost Kill. It did well in this game. Pretty survivable with the help of the drones there. So that's units of the game for both sides. Plan to play more Tau battles, but who to face? Who will fight against them at this stage? Will Games Workshop make any corrections soon to the codex? We'll have to see. Leave your own comments about the state of play at the moment. But Tau at the moment seem to reign supreme. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.